right, welcome back to game number 2 between, this time it's USD, that is University of San Diego, taking on CSULA, California State University, Los Angeles. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest, here with Seamus Seamus Anderson. Sorry about that. Oh man, this is going to be exciting.
Man. Yeah, you know, at this point, maybe I should just change my tag, because every time...
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, we won't talk about it. We'll talk about the game. Talk about the picks and bans. Karthus has been banned away from California State University, and for good reason, because Panda in the box is a Karthus main. It is literally his most played champion by far. So definitely expected Jax banned against them as well. Darian has been playing a lot of that, and a nice shout out, by the way, to the former Moscow 5 player. But yeah, Jax is also really strong in this patch, and is someone that Darian has been spamming. So it's really no surprise to see that ban as well. Let's see what interesting.
Yeah.
They banned out a Fizz, and I'm not actually sure why that's the case, unless they know something that I don't know, or one of the USD players has recently played Fizz. I guess he could be fairly strong in this patch, but I didn't know that any of them are particularly comfortable with the champion.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting one, and even as an overall pick, Brand, the same as Brand, Fizz isn't really a huge power pick right now. At least I don't think so.
Well,
and of course,
I've got to say,
yeah,
I don't know about Fizz, but Brand for these teams is a very big power pick because both teams actually have Brand players. So I guess that's more of a specific pick as opposed to power pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good point. And Dr. Mundo being banned out as well, so that'll round out the bans. That's a little bit interesting lineup. These picks are going to be very interesting, to say the least. There's a lot left up right now. I mean,
yeah, there are a ton of strong champions available. USD has the first pick now. What's pretty cool about University of San Diego is that I was actually looking through their history, and they have another USD team that they can scrim against. So they definitely are very well practiced as a team, and it looks like Yannick is going to be taking that Tristana. He is, of course, the AD carry, that Enigma. He's locked it in, but it's definitely going to be Yannick who eventually gets that champion, and this is the champion he has played the most in recent history, and we actually saw it in the last series as well, so a very strong first pickup from USD.
Yeah, Tristana Jinx been very big in these series. Of course, with the new patch, Vayne's also pretty big. Haven't seen. I don't think we saw a Vayne in the last game. It's been so long. I don't even remember. But I really a pickup right now, and kind of an alternative to Jax, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but she can also kind of abuse the Winsu's Rage too. Yes.
She can. It isn't as effective because she doesn't have the attack speed steroid that, she doesn't just naturally give herself attack speed. But she is a very strong hyper carry and does fill a sort of similar role, especially because Darian is very comfortable on carry champions. It's, definitely a good match for the player. And then a Thresh pickup is definitely very good for the vibes. It's one of his most played champions.
Yeah.
And on the other side, to counteract that Thresh, it looks like we're going to see a Morgana and probably then a Shen top, unless it's Morgana mid. But that's actually really good because if you go for a hook or a flay, Black Shield is one of those really good answers to a lot of crowd control.
Yeah, and with Panda in the box locking in Gragas, a Morgana bot lane would make sense. But up-tempo, he locked in the Vayne. I'm really anxious to see this. Vayne is so powerful right now, at least in my opinion. That percent on their Silverbolt procs got so much more powerful with the extra percent damage it did. Not to mention, Rapid Fire Cannon is a huge item for her, given the extended range. Really excited to watch it.
You get the cannon, you get the static shiv, and the way the energy works, the energizing, is that they both stack up at the same time, and then you get this super powerful proc. I remember actually I was discussing it the other day with one of my buddies. As far as damage is concerned, if a Vayne lands 3 auto attacks, she does probably like 800 to 1,000 damage simply through true damage or magic damage. And that's totally ignoring attack damage. Like, that's ignoring the actual auto attacks. That's just extra stuff. And that's, in mid-game, it can get even worse as time goes on. She gets, like, Blade of the Rune Kings and things like that. Not to mention the fact that Vayne is a hard champion to play for sure, but Uptempo is a master tier AD carry player who's played hundreds of Vayne games. Like, this is something he's going to be absolutely comfortable playing. So it's a big issue from USD. They need to make sure they can blow this Vayne up, and it looks like they've picked some good champions to try and make that happen. Both LeBlanc and Jarvan are very aggressive and can dive a Vayne, but there's a good amount of appeal for California State University. And we'll just have to see how this game pans out, Fecus.
Yeah, and also with that, let's not count out Enigma. Brings the Jarvan, which I'm surprised at, because bringing a Jarvan into a Vayne, who is a very good Vayne up tempo. You talked about Master Tier, 100 games on her. You have a Cataclysm. That's only going to give up tempo another wall to condemn people into.
True, but I think the hope is here that Barot and Enigma are just going to dive up tempo and burst him immediately together.
Yeah.
That's definitely the game plan. Now, if it's going to go that way, that's a different story. And if it goes incorrectly, like you said, Vayne can tumble out of the Cataclysm. Vayne can condemn against the Cataclysm. That's kind of awkward.
Yeah. That's definitely going to be an interesting lineup. So, Panda in the box going the mid lane Annie against the LeBlanc. There's not too much that's changed with Annie or LeBlanc for that matter. Has there been? I don't believe so. I haven't seen too many Annies mid lane to really judge that. Yeah, I think so.
No, just a couple of item changes. The costs, or I mean, the items were changed a couple of patches ago, and in the most recent patch, the costs were nerfed, so it's a little bit more expensive. And traditionally, we've seen actually a lot of AD mid laners. That being said, though, AP mid laners, the role they fill is still very good. I mean, Annie is so good in team fights if you land in multiple man tibbers, and LeBlanc is still very good at assassinating if she can get on the enemy champions. Plus the fact that Barot, I mean, these are also just looking at, like, I've got this just sheet of all these champion preferences and stuff, and everyone has their comfort picks. So the fact that Barot's playing LeBlanc, like, he wants to play LeBlanc. The fact that Uptempo is playing Vayne, he wants to play Vayne. Yannick on Tristana, everyone got exactly what they wanted, which is awesome because it just means that the competition is going to be the players at their peak, which can make for an incredible show.
Yeah, everyone getting the backpacks of their respective carries because we are going to get into the Rift in about 2 minutes. Do want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Brain Gear, NSF certified daily brain supplement, only 5 calories, no sugar. It's a 2-ounce shot. Wake your brain up, energize yourself. Try it out. It's awesome. You can check them out over at Brain Gear. And, of course, Alpha Draft. Win real money playing fantasy esports. $5 million in payouts will happen this year, so don't miss out on that one. And, of course, Twitch.tv, one of the biggest streaming companies, probably the biggest streaming company in the world today. I don't think anyone can argue that, but they do sponsor us. So show them some love. Go watch them, unless you're at Summoners Con, and then enjoy the stay there. And of course, watch us on the big screen. Really excited to be there. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest here with Seamus Seamus Anderson. I said it right that time because I made a point. And we'll be back in the Rift in about a minute.
All right, see you guys then.
Can we bring to fall the giant?
All right, we are back into this game. Number 1 between USD and California State University at Los Angeles. Once again, my name is Joshua Fekes Quest here with Seamus Seamus Anderson. Did not mess it up technically. I just said beforehand. I'll try not to do that. I'm like adamant about it now.
Yeah.
Self-conscious.
Yep.
All right. Let me get the chat here. There we go. Good luck, have fun from everyone. And thank you for joining us at Summoners Con. We are going to see early game aggression.
Oh.
Nice dodge by Wake Up Buttercup. Sidestep. He's a big guy, but he can move. Whew.
Yeah, Dragons definitely has some good dance moves. He's got that body slam, which is pretty surprising considering how much he weighs. He can just, throw himself out there.
Oh, it's a body slam. It must mean he's some sort of athletic, beer chugger.
Yeah, I didn't know they were traditionally, like German sumos, but apparently, live and learn.
There are German wrestlers who are that big. Actually, fun fact about wrestling, Big Van Vader, who's actually American from the Smoky Mountains. He made his name over in Germany. Big American dude over in Germany. Might be who he's based off of. I don't know. I really don't think so. But there's some big wrestlers over in Germany.
Yeah.
Not just big as a name, but big as in the guy's massive.
Yeah, anyone who follows Fekes on Twitter, his first love is his wife, his second love is League of Legends, and his third love is definitely wrestling.
Yeah, sometimes those orders are questionable depending on my mood. Whoa, a little bit of damage going.
Okay, interesting.
To the mid lane.
Take another auto attack, so that's pretty much an even trade.
Yeah.
Panda Box, or in the box I should say, has less HP though.
Look at the starting item for Panda Box. It is the Dark Seal. Have not seen that one yet in at least professional play.
Yeah, neither have I, to be completely 100% totally honest. So it's a mini Magi's.
Yes, and it builds into Magi's, I believe.
Interesting. So yeah, I mean it must.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of an all or nothing, and Magi's they changed that around a little bit more. And we haven't even got to the lane swaps here. We're talking about items, talking about this new patch. Man, let's talk about these.
There's so much new stuff. It's 5.22.
I know. What do you want to talk about first?
Can we just pause the game perhaps and just talk about it for the next 2 hours?
No.
I mean, I don't want to bore you guys, but there's so much interesting stuff we can entertain you guys. But seriously, Darien getting caught out there—that's kind of a big talking point. Got to be able to get out alive. Okay, but seriously, 5.22 and just this lane swap. That I guess they don't want to match up against Uptempo and the Vibes. I mentioned before the level difference as far as MMR and rank is concerned is in favor of California State University of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to match up that bot lane and just make sure that Tristana can get some solo farm or, basically farm without much pressure. Aurelia is also very shut down by effective lane swaps, and that's why we see the Vibes coming back. Plus, a Tristana can push a turret much faster than a Vayne. So the lane swap is good for a variety of reasons, to be honest. We do see the Vibes answering with a bit of a roam, and he's probably going to stay in this top lane. But still, that means Yannick's going to be able to farm up for quite some time without too much of an answer. And that's going to be very, very good for USD.
Yeah, but in the bot lane, you have to wonder, Shin against a Vayne. Vayne will, I think start to outdo him. Oh! Start binding, missing there. They're going to wait for this Black Shield to come off here. Rocket jumping away, nicely timed, but the Death Sentence does land on the Kadachi. And here comes Wake Up Buttercup, going to try to get something. The Body Slam Flash. There's a flash of retaliation from Kadachi and Yannick, so they are disengaged, but both flashes down in the top lane for the support and ADC of USD.
Yeah, USD's bot lane got a little bit too aggressive. Both Kendaichi and Yannick were forced to use their flash only for the flash of Wake Up Buttercup. So if this lane stays here, they might get flashed on by Thresh or Aurelia. I'd really like to see Kendaichi use his shield a little bit more
Oh my
effectively.
gosh, what a nice death
Wow.
sentence. Yannick has to get out of there with a rocket jump.
Yeah, there's no way you can anticipate that kind of a hook without a ward. That was an incredible hook.
Man, yeah, and the Dark Shield, Black Shield rather, coming on a little bit late because, yeah, like you said, it's hard to anticipate something like that. He did not.
Yeah, I guess you could react to the animation of that Thresh hook, but the reaction speed and then proper, mechanics to put that shield on your AD carry in time would be borderline impossible.
Yeah. Seen some good plays coming out of the Vibes. He's getting a vibe for this game. They're actually shoving back the bot lane. Well, the ADC and support. Can't say they're bot lane because they are top lane right now, but shoving back Morgana and... Well, no, Tristana is actually going to say Yannick going to soak up a little bit of a CS there, as he saw that Darien decided to go back as well. So this is kind of a square one for both teams, it looks like.
Yep, and even with a bit of aggression, Summoners burn the kills, or excuse me, the gold is still in favor of University of San Diego, and that's definitely something that California State University do want to answer. I think it's highly likely that we will see some kind of a gank on the AD carry and support of USD sometime, either from Wake Up Buttercup in the next few moments, or a roam from Panda in the Box. Panda in the Box at the moment left in this lane and pushing it out. Actually equal in farm up against the LeBlanc from Barrett, so even with the item that might not be as effective as far as combat stats are concerned, he did very well in this early part of the game.
Yeah, so far, given the situation, doing very well. But they're not shoving that top lane. Enigma showing himself in the top lane. Darien, he gets knocked up, he gets blocked down, has a flash, and actually flashes away from the lantern, but still goes back to take it. Gets a lot of damage. The explosive shot doing quite a bit, and now this top lane turret may go down pretty fast if they can pressure it a little bit more.
Yeah, very intelligent play by Enigma, knowing the fact that his bot lane was in a risky position because they didn't have their flashes available. How do you counteract that? You take away the flash from the enemy laners. So now Aurelia denied this entire creep wave, which is huge, not only in terms of gold value, but also experience. You can see Shen is quite a bit ahead of the Aurelia, and he was up against a Vayne himself, so that's not like an easy lane. Now it looks like USD, they're going for this Rift Herald, and that's a bit of a greedy play because the rest of the members are closing in.
Yeah, and the Rift Herald hurts. He is destroying Enigma. Gets a shield put onto him, and actually that's the Stand United from Supercan, so he's out of the bot lane, flashing and getting the bot. No, he actually gets a Wake Up Buttercup, and they get a kill off this one though. Thresh Express gonna help out Wake Up Buttercup get out, but Darien locked down. Nice Tibbers all from Panda in a box, turning that team fight around. No kills given for either side, but man, nice disengage from Panda in the box.
Wow, that is very impressive to me that USD have that sort of shot calling and understanding of the game state that they can push for not only the turret, but then also go to take the Rift Herald, knowing that the Stand United was going to come in and that there's no way Enigma can die. And afterwards, they had enough HP that they actually looked to take a fight. And then the impressive part from CSU was the fact that they managed to get that disengage going, even with multiple skill shots landing. You know, the Binding landed, one of the taunts landed. The 4-man Tibbers from Panda in the box got the stun and did enough damage to disengage. So I'm equally impressed from both teams after that series of plays for different reasons. However, for now, Herald and Turret were secured by University of San Diego, so they do have the advantage.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, just getting your wins and leaving whenever you know you kind of have to, not overstaying. Now, sometimes we see a lot of teams overstay their advantage just a little bit too much. USD almost did that, but was able to disengage after they knew they got bursted down with the Annie ult for the Annie Tippers.
Yeah,
like
it's a sign of a good team if you know how strong you are. It's a sign of a great team if you know how strong the enemy is. And both teams really showing that. USD though, they know exactly how comfortable they are. They're going for another dragon, and they keep pushing the objective lead in their favor. This is some very good shot calling and macro play.
Yeah, very solid. First dragon of the game going over to them at 9 minutes. They got the first Herald, the first Rift Herald, first dragon, and the first turret. Kills still yet to be had by either team. So we'll see how that turns out for Virat. He does have the blue buff, so does Panda in the box, so they'll both be able to spam out abilities. And in the box, he has the level advantage. Misses the Tibbers onto Virat. Very nice distortion and blink back by Virat to dodge that big burst of damage from Panda in the box.
Yeah, this mid lane, because of the roams we've seen... Oh, hold on now. Supercan, he might be in trouble.
He dashes out. He's going to walk into a Panda. It's not in a box, actually. Shows himself and say, hey, I'm going to try to kill you. Here comes the teleport onto the lantern. First blood goes over to Panda in a box. I don't even know if the teleport was needed there, but it was just kind of secure, saying, hey, I'm here, back off.
Yeah, just making sure that the rest of USD wouldn't try to collapse, but the thing was Tristana wasn't there, so I doubt they would anyway. Now, this is really good for California State LA, though. They can maybe go for this turret. They don't really have a wave.
Well, they're trying to pick somebody off here, trying to disengage the wave. Barat, he gets caught, but up-tempo. Able to pick up that kill. Nice explosive cask, also knocking him back as well. So here comes a teleport in response by Supercan. Man, oh, barely landed the taunt onto up-tempo. Can they capitalize, though? They are down Barat, so they don't have that mass amount of burst, but Yannick able to take down Wake Up Buttercup, get the reset. Nice dark binding coming out. Another reset from the assist onto Yannick, and now looks like USD back on the offensive.
Yep, CSU were not respecting how strong USD were in this situation. They tried to push for a turret, they tried to push for more kills, but the thing is, now they're going to lose another turret. They've gotten kills in this game, but they have not gotten a single objective so far, and USD continue to have the gold advantage. This Tristana now with a kill, with an assist, hasn't even built any attack damage, but already going to get very, very strong. I mentioned before that the rank of the players, as far as solo queue is concerned, is quite a bit in favor of California State University. But the thing is, the team play and the understanding of each other's strengths and weaknesses we've seen from San Diego so far has been much, much better.
Yeah, this is really interesting coming into this game, and yeah, I think it was USD. They're the ones that have two teams that scrim together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of showing.
At least two teams. Yeah, they definitely scrim very, very often with players that they can talk to after the game.
Right, and it's showing right now. They're making some very impressive plays, focusing more on the objectives and defending their own objectives. It's been very well played by them, but now they're at kind of a stall point. And this is sometimes where it makes or breaks a team, is like what to do next. You always have to have something in mind to what to do next.
Yeah. Even with a small lead, I mean, at this point it is still a lead, but it is a fairly small one. They want to be able to continuously push their advantage. There's another Herald available, but the thing is their bot lane turret is going to be taking a bit of damage from up-tempo and the vibes. So what do? Do they trade the turret here for the Herald and then use the Herald buff to push somewhere else? Do they trust that Supercan can successfully block this 2v1 situation? Because that might be a bit overzealous, especially considering how low this turret is. Now though,
careful. Wake Up Buttercup, gonna try to steal the Rift Herald. He gets destroyed though, and the Rift Herald goes, not even sure who goes over to, but hand in a box. Gets out, actually does take out Enigma. Now he's on the chase. Gets hit with the Dark Binding, and I still don't know who that Rift Herald went over to.
Yeah, considering the spectator client doesn't say, and the fact that the buff isn't visible on any champion, I'm assuming. I actually think it went over to California State University because the goal is now much closer, and now it's even in the lead. So I'm assuming that Wake Up Buttercup was able to get the Smite steal, especially because Enigma Smite isn't on cooldown. So yeah, I'm assuming that Wake Up Buttercup, he got the Smite steal off, secured the Herald, they got a kill, but then he died, so the buff went down with him.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I wonder how much is the Rift Herald worth? That was the first time I've ever seen anyone try to dive over the wall and try to steal it. I haven't seen that yet, like I said, till now, and I wonder, like, how much is the Herald really worth? Is it worth that much? Especially if you're going to die for it, because it doesn't transfer, and it's only one person.
Yeah, even without it transferring, though, it is still worth... I'm not sure, actually.
You deny it from your enemy.
Right, that's the thing. It's worth contesting, because if you don't contest it and the enemy gets it, the potential they have, it gives them an opportunity to out-rotate you, and it just gives them a chance to outplay you and get a huge objective lead over that. And that's never something, you don't want to give your opponent, like, an advantage for free,
Right. Of course, Gwinsu's Rage Blade complete on Darian, so is that very annoying Aurelia point?
And
what's up?
Really quick, I do have an answer. Rift Herald actually gives the buff to one person, but gives you 50 gold for each member.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's worth almost a kill in terms of gold across your entire team. So it's a nice buff. Anyway, like you said, Aurelia has the Rage Blade and pushed that top turret, so the gold lead now even more in favor of California State University, LA.
Oh, Yannick gets caught with both Tibbers and... Well, no, that wasn't even Tibbers. There's Tibbers, but up-tempo coming back in. Try to gauge here. Tibbers is a little late on that. Yannick barely escaping with his life. Rocket jumping out with about a fifth of his health, and now...
Because this entire time, Darian's been split pushing in the top lane, and there hasn't been an answer.
Not yet, no. There's nobody to answer. Now, looks like Barat is going to go try that answer, but we'll see how powerful the Gwinsu's Rage... My God, alright, well, there's the Gwinsu's Rage Blade, and there comes the And United, Dark Mining also landing onto Darien. Who's going to pick up the kill? It's going to be Super Can, but
Meanwhile, mid
yeah,
lane.
meanwhile, mid lane, up tempo, Vibe, Panda in the box. They are pushing this turret. They are now focusing on the objectives, and they are getting it. Dark Binding landing is on Panda in the box. See how much they get out of it, and that's actually going to be nothing. They're too afraid to go in.
Yeah, this is a huge swing in momentum in favor of California State University. It was really a bit of over-aggression from Yannick. He's level 8, so his range really isn't that good yet. Got stunned up and locked down. He didn't die, but the rest of University of San Diego were chased back, and they actually lost a member and then lost 2 turrets. They did answer with a kill onto the Aurelia in the top lane, but the thing is, this is similar to the last series we saw, and where you need to spend so many resources trying to kill one enemy champion that's split pushing. While that's happening, the rest of your base gets absolutely destroyed. So now objective control firmly in the hands of California State University. Even though they're behind in kills, they're still behind in gold, and they are looking very, very strong.
Yeah, CSU LA, they had a little bit of a rough start, but they're coming back. And that's, like I said, USD, it seemed like they didn't know what to do with the small lead they had in the first 5 minutes. And CSU LA, they seem to know what's going on. Panda in a box. He has 6 stacks on his ring. I don't know if those transfer over to his Magi's. But
I would assume so, to be completely honest.
yeah, it does give him power now, though.
Just because the nature of the buff is glory.
Alright.
And the Magi Soul Stealer is also called glory, so I think it's the same. But I mean, we'll find out. You know, we're learning new stuff too with every game we cast, I guess. Just as the players are when they play these sorts of games.
Yeah, a lot of new things, definitely.
Yeah, this was not a favorable trade though. Inner turret for an outer turret, and the siege beginning on this middle inhibitor turret. They might be able to protect it for now, but USD still. They need to find a good team fight where they can get multiple kills and get some objectives and swing the gold back in their favor.
And Darien is still attempting to split push as well, so pressuring 2 lanes at the same time is California State University at Los Angeles. Very interesting play. And they have the power to do so right now. They're a little under 5k up, actually a little over 4k up, I should say. Up tempo. Taking that blue buff for himself, thinking he can use that for the tumble a little bit more than Darien can use it for the equilibrium strike.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you also get cooldown on the condemn, which is pretty useful.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's not as if Aurelia has 2 long cooldowns. Anyway, now the Herald is up, and this is the first Herald dance I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever. Which is fascinating, but I don't know if either team is actually going to commit for it. It looks like instead members of CSU are just going to rotate in the mid lane, and I'm not sure if University of San Diego can answer in time. Maybe. All right, looks like they got there. But geez.
Push away.
Yeah, this is USD need to tiptoe around the map perfectly.
Yeah, this is a really interesting point in the game. I think the teams are just waiting for objectives to be pushed at this moment and hope that a dance comes out, because things like this happens, but the Vibes had no one around to really capitalize. And nice getaway from Wake Up Buttercup. The Vibes on a Thresh just so useful in almost every situation.
That was the mimicked Shane that missed, but Annie was not there yet. Occasionally you'll see mid lane Annie's go for boosting mobility, but only rank 1 so far. This time the hook missing from the Vibes. But now Panda in the Box has rejoined the team and grouped up as 5. Theoretically, at this point, California State University of Los Angeles are the stronger team. So they're probably comfortable getting engaged on. But considering the pick nature of USD, if they find a good avenue, they might go for it as well.
Oh, but Panda in the Box found it first, and Verdot gets blown up. And United onto the Morgana Kendachi, but damage done. Verdot down. See what the Los Angeles wants to do with this.
Yeah, with Verrat down, that's definitely going to be the Herald. Baron is spawning in 30 seconds, but it's probably unlikely that we see CSU go for that. That being said, though, another kill, some more gold for the team. This is very, very good for California State University. And I need to say, I'm very impressed by Panda in the Box's Annie so far.
Yeah.
20 minutes into the game, the 5 kills he has, he's been involved in 100% of them, and he hasn't died once. He has the most gold in the game. He has the most farm in the game. And yes, he did have a bit of a when he was outplayed against Barrett. He went for Tibbers, and Barrett dodged away, but we've seen him have huge AoE stuns, and he's only going to get stronger. He completed Medjai's, and we do see the stacks transferring,
Okay.
and that's going to be terrifying if you're USD.
Now, and again, it is Magi is so all in or all or nothing now. I believe you lose like 10 stacks or like half your stacks if you die. So, Panda in the box, he cannot die. He needs to keep getting those stacks. But yeah, if he does, he's going to be a beast.
Yeah, in the early game, it is a little bit more risky because obviously you can be up to 10 stacks. For the previous Medjai's, you know, you'd lose 5. In this case, you lose them all, and that is really bad. That being said, though, in the later part of the game, you know, 25 divided by 2 would be 12 or 13. Whereas if you die with 25 stacks, you only lose 10, which is actually in favor. So it's definitely different, but Super Cam, meanwhile, dashes away, but Thresh is chasing. He's in trouble.
Yeah, there's a Destin's landing. Up tempo, he's got the power. He has the might. He's going to get a kill. Actually, no, he condemns him away. Still gets a shutdown, though. A little bit of gold going over to the Meanwhile, in the top lane, Darien answering back onto Murat. Gets the clone, though, but does dash away to the clone, so that is an advantage. He's going to be able to go down here. Who's going to pick up the kill? Darien goes down. USD Murat picking up that kill.
I think the fact that it was a clone actually probably didn't matter to Darien because it looked like he was trying to get away. You know, and he could dash to the clone to get out of the Cataclysm, and that might have given him a chance to get out. But the rest of USD played it safe. Vera didn't get too greedy and went for a kill until he saw that the stun from Darien was down. That being said, though, once again, you go for the split pushing champion, but you lose an objective across the map. This is the second dragon taken for California State University, and now they can push the structures much, much better, which is important because their team is good at team fighting, but their siege is actually kind of subpar. So getting that buff that now lets you take down turrets and, you know, stuff like inhibitors faster is very, very good for them.
Especially if you have up-tempo, or anybody split-pushing, really. Up-tempo has been kind of split-pushing in his own right, but he's been the one answered back by Supercan, while Darien has been attracting 3 members up to the top to stop this split-push. So, like you said, anytime they try to go stop a split-push, they're going to be losing an objective. But it's getting to the point where there's so like a smaller amount of distance to be covered by USD that the split-push is going to be harder and harder for CSU LA.
Ooh, Tekis, I want to say something.
Tell me.
I just noticed. Interesting that both AD carries are actually going for the same build. Static Shiv and the Fire Cannon are really, really good, but, wait, hold on. We might see Team Fight first, and I'll say it later.
Gotcha, he gets hooked. Brought in, he throws down his Soul Shackles. Up tempo, he's going to get bursted down. Virat picking up that kill. Panda in the box was not there. Still has Tippers, looking for an opportunity. Wake up Buttercup, maybe going down in the back lane. No, he's going to get out. Darien going to teleport in the back lines, a shutdown and a double kill going over to him. Tippers is still up. Just want to point that out. He's not even needed to use it. And this may be an ace coming out if they can catch up Super Cam, but they're just going to peel off and don't worry about it. Let's go get the mid lane inhibitor.
Wow, that's interesting that they didn't go for Super Cannon. I guess a very, very smart play. You know, they didn't really care about the kill. They just want to take the objective.
Oh, yeah,
that being said, though, considering the death timers are so low, I don't know if they can actually take this turret down. Yeah, they're going to back off, but still, Panda in the box now, sitting on 16 stacks. And okay, going back to what I said before, that fight was more of a catch for USD. They tried to pick up tempo, and they actually were able to kill him. But the rest of the team managed, you know, Darien managed to get back, and they managed to win the fight, and then it ended up being 3 for 4. But with these AD carry item builds, Quicksilver Sash, as well as Mercurial Scimitar, the way it's been balanced now is much more of an early game item. And we see that picked up from Uptempo as a third item because it's very strong in its defensive use. Anyway, though, USD, they know they're behind. They're going for a Hail Mary play going for this Baron, but the rest of CSU is here. This is so risky.
Yeah, this is going to be huge. Panda in the box, he actually did use his Tippers last time, so he's not going to have any burst. Oh my god, Murat, he goes in and gets destroyed, barely making it out alive. A huge Cataclysm locking in 4 members of CSU LA. But now, Uptempo and Darien are there. They are going to turn this fight around. Baron disengaged completely.
The fact is, you said that he wasn't going to have burst, but you didn't consider the fact that he has a Ludens, 18 stacks on Medjai's, Death Cap.
Yeah.
He doesn't need Tippers to do burst anymore.
My bad on that one, for sure. Yeah, he definitely doesn't need Tippers. He needs a Q, and his AoE up in the front of everybody will destroy. Now, that's top lane inhibitor turret going down. Supercan doing what he can. get into the middle of that. Timbers goes down, double kill for Panda in the box. Can they pick up more? Nice death sentence on the Kadachi, and that's exactly what it's going to be. Death sentence, triple kill going over to Panda in the box. This actually, no, they don't really have much of a wave, but they have enough. They might be able to shove more, but they're actually just going to back off and try to shove more objectives here.
Yeah, we see up-tempo in the vibes. Heading towards the mid lane, there is a minion wave near the inhibitor turret of the mid lane on the side of University of San Diego. That being said, though, the rest of the members are recalling. The death timers are still fairly short. Remember, we're only 25 minutes into the game.
Hard to believe. Everything seems so much more accelerated. 25 stacks on Panda in the box now.
Yeah, that is definitely a problem. You know,
like
generally that mid laners are a problem, and when they have mid dies, it's even worse. The thing is,
let's see how much AP he has real quick. It's 620 AP at 26 minutes.
Casual. And now every item he gets will boost that by like 100 to 150 or something like that. Because it's multiplicative.
Right.
He's not getting any weaker, he's just going to keep scaling. And the issue is with the team composition that University of San Diego have, their team fight is actually, I would debate, inferior to that of California State. They're great at making picks though.
Yeah, Darian. If you want to be picked by, or if you want to get picked as champion, it's best to pick Irelia to be picked, as you do have quite a bit of tenacity to help you out whenever you get stunned down or taunted. Supercan is going to be hooked up and played back. Wake up Buttercup, going his big stomach into Supercan. Now, Supercan's just going to try to distract as much as possible, but there's still a lot of pressure in the mid lane. With the camera's focusing here, Supercan, he gets hooked again, and now, there we go. Yannick.
At this point, that was more like Super can't get away.
No, he's not going to. This is going to be
still trying.
Blasted back, and taunt is through Wake Up Buttercup, not using the taunt to go through the wall, because it gets to be followed by...
Got a shield.
Yeah, got a shield.
Oh,
he goes down! Wake Up Buttercup got the kill! So, there's a teleport down for Supercan, which is actually pretty huge. That actually makes it very much worse now.
Well, yeah, the thing was, even without Thresh and Gragas, some of their tanks,
right?
The members of California State University LA were able to push the middle inhibitor turret down, as well as take the inhib. So the fact that Wake Up Buttercup was chasing to boost his KDA wasn't actually that big of an issue. And now Baron has spawned, or it's been up for about 7 minutes and 45 seconds, but it looks like CSU LA finally feeling comfortable enough to take it. There's no way that the members of San Diego can contest. And Beck is, if we're gonna see a game 3, I think that for game number 2, USD are gonna need to make some heavy adjustments, because this game number 1 might as well be over.
That's kind of how it's been in every game so far. Any team that's lost has been so reactive in picks and bans because the teams are so snowbally now. They just seem so much more intimidating. Hold on, Enigma. Okay, Darian is just very powerful. He has Triforce now. He's going to go in onto Kadachi, underneath the turret, tank up the turret, flash out. But meanwhile, Verot, wow, he's going to go down with the third proc of the Silver Bolt and crit. This actually is just going to be game. There's really nothing that can stop them. In fact, Yannick, he gets destroyed. Yannick has no attack damage besides a pickaxe. All attack speed you want, but it's not going to help if you don't have anything to follow it up. You need that with a Tristana, and that is going to be game number 1 going over to CSLA.
That particular item build on Tristana is a little bit questionable, but that was not the only questionable thing we saw from USD for sure. But shoutouts, I mean, to CSU, they were behind in the early game, and the first, few minutes of the game, not too much, but they managed to turn it around very, very well, looking pretty impressive for this quarterfinal match and the matches to come.
Yeah, it was going to be exciting. We'll see if San Diego can take it to a game number 3, but we're going to get back into game pretty soon. Actually, champion select pretty soon. We're going to get the lobby set up. My name is Joshua Fekes Quest, here with Seamus C. Moose Anderson. We'll be back in just a moment.
The dawn will bring us a new
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the West Coast Regional Quarterfinals for the Collegiate Star League. My name is Seamus Seamus Anderson, joined by Joshua Fekas Quest, and we're going to be bringing you Game 2 of California State University, LA, up against the University of San Diego.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. See how San Diego retaliates. But it looks like... I don't know if anyone connected. Did anyone connect for you? I still have the triangle with the bolt. There they are. There's Shin. All right, cool. Yep, Shin being the first band out, and I don't really think he was that big of a problem. Supercan, I mean, I'm surprised that they're paying respects to Supercan, but I don't know. I think there could have been other ones.
Yeah, you're right, but maybe it's just an annoyance they don't want to deal with. I'm not too sure, to be completely honest. I agree with you there. It's a little bit of an interesting decision. Karthus band and Fizz as well are both bands we saw in the last game, so it seems like that's probably going to be consistent bands throughout the series, that neither team wants to give those champions up, and a Jax band again. So the only adaptation so far is that Shen band by California State University of Los Angeles.
Yeah, and that's something I don't think it's too bad of a play from San Diego, because if you can get the early game under control, like they had a decent early, again, the first few minutes of the game, they had it pretty decently. They just didn't know what to do after that. And the way these games accelerate, you have to know what to do immediately. I think if they can just do that, they played pretty well against what CSU LA had to offer at that first moment. They could have just pinned down that aggression and kept them back up. I think it would have been a little bit better for them.
Wow.
Yeah, same bands except for the Shin.
That's so questionable, because I think that the Thresh from the Vibes was fantastic.
It was great.
From up tempo, there were so many, even Aurelia, like, there's so many good champions that, maybe not for CSU LA, but at least for USD, that they would want to be afraid of. But even with the Vayne open, it looks like up-tempo is actually going to be locking in the Lucian as the AD carry. That's interesting. I mean, I guess sometimes some people would listen to if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But other players like the philosophy of, I want to show off my champion pool and win with every champion I can.
Yeah, no, I mean... Up-tempo, I'm pretty sure he can play almost any ADC he wants at a very high caliber. And yeah, Lucian, he's a pretty powerful ADC right now. Actually, almost any ADC is pretty powerful right now, though. I don't think we'll be seeing a Quinn, and that makes my heart break. But, I can't get everything I want. Lulu and Lee Sin locked in over on San Diego, so completely different comp coming out from them on there already.
Yeah, and Lulu was definitely a champion we saw in this series earlier today that was used very, very successfully. Lee Sin is also a pretty strong champion in this current meta. Ever since his kick got boosted, the Dragon's Rage now does more damage if you kick your opponents into their other members, and it does health based off of damage based off of the total health, if I'm not mistaken, which is now not only great for insect kicking the squishies in, but also kicking the enemy tanks away through the enemy team. On the other side, though, the Vibes gets his Thresh once again, and Wake Up Buttercup is hovering over and locks in this Echo, which is probably going to go in the jungle. Same situation as last game. Comfort picks for CSU.
Yeah, and if I were Vibes, I would be kind of insulted that, hey, we banned out your Shin. What are you guys going to ban against us? And then nothing comes out besides the bans that were before. And I bet Vibes is like, did I not do a good job, guys? I'm going to show you. I'm going to hook you more. This is going to be awesome. And he just locked in Thresh, and for good reason. He was a freaking dynamite on it last game, so there's no reason to change that. You could go with other supports, but I mean, Thresh is so versatile, so much fun to watch as well. So I'm happy he picked up the Thresh.
Yeah.
The Echo, that's a little bit, that's a little bit different than a Gragas.
Yeah, but interestingly enough, he fills a similar role. You see junglers who play Echo a lot, generally also play Gragas a lot. The first thing that comes to mind for me is Xsmithy on Canalogic Gaming. But Yannick and Kendaichi choosing some different champions, not only the Bard, but also the Caitlyn. So Kendaichi, his most played champion is Bard, so that's really cool to see. However, it is very hard to be a Bard player successfully. Yeah. So I'm curious how his team is going to roam and rotate according to that champion pick. But I also like the fact that Yannick isn't on Tristana, simply because I know he's been playing it a lot, but as an AD carry main, specifically on Tristana, I question building that much attack speed early. And so I don't really know if Yannick, how he feels about sort of that build. And hopefully Caitlyn is a champion that he can be more comfortable on and at least do better in lane phase, because Caitlyn with her 650 range that can be, boosted to like 1300 if she lands her abilities, is going to absolutely bully a Lucian who has 500 range if they play the lane successfully.
Yeah, and you also have to question the last building because Tristana also has an attack speed steroid.
Right.
Building on attack speed. Yeah, a little bit overkill.
Yeah, that's definitely... I mean, we can move past that, but I have many questions I would have asked.
Yeah, but yeah, like you said, Yannick, one with the Caitlyn, who I would assume he would build more attack damage, because I don't think the attack speed benefits her as much. Of course, you do want attack speed on that ADC.
You do, but the thing is, her attack speed actually is nerfed. The scaling she gets is 90% of what most AD carries get.
That's because she can like shoot somebody from the base, pretty much.
Well, yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think I actually read that it's not on the patch notes, or it might have been the patch notes, but it's like not on the tooltip, that Caitlyn doesn't scale as well from attack speed, which is interesting. Anyway,
we have a Vel'Koz locked in.
Yeah, like, we're talking about the Vel'Koz, and the Caitlyn, and there's a Vel'Koz. Wow, Panda in the box. This is definitely an interesting pick. It's not a new pick to him. It's a champion he's played a lot. It's his third most comfortable champion, or most played champion, at least in Season 5. And the vibes on Olaf as well. The interaction between Vel'Koz and Olaf is actually very, very interesting, because Olaf wants to dive on the enemy backline, especially when the enemy AD carry is a champion that, has such range like Caitlyn. And what's nice is Vel'Koz, as a whole, his kit can do a lot of damage and disruption from far away. So that's actually really creative from CSU LA. Just the way that their kit, the way their kit interacts, like the Thresh and the Echo to a certain extent can peel for the Lucian, although the Lucian can peel for himself. And then the Vel'Koz from the very far back starts, spamming all of these spells that the Olaf then falls up onto. On the other hand, it looks like USD, what they're going for is more protect the Caitlyn. You have Bard, Lee Sin, Lulu that are all going to try and protect this Caitlyn, but you also have the Aurelia to potentially dive on enemy squishies. So, bit of a switch around as far as team composition from both sides are concerned, since we had the hyper carry comp, if I'm not mistaken, played by CSU last game. However, this could be pretty cool. It's not every day you get to see a Bard and a Vel'Koz.
I'm excited. Sometimes you just want to take a magical journey, and I want to right now. He's going to Ignite, so he's going to... I mean, a Bard, we don't see him that often, but he is extremely powerful if you just let him auto-attack you in the face. It's going to be a little bit interesting to see how the vibes... Because you can hook a Bard. He is decently squishy, but he also has a lot of mobility with his magical journey. Really anxious to see it.
Yeah, he definitely is squishy, but the thing is, hopefully you can play in between the minions. Bard technically can hit you through a minion wave with his stun. And with Ignite, Caitlyn Bard is going to have the harass advantage over Thresh Lucian. Thresh Lucian, don't get me wrong, it's a great lane, and the moment you land a hook onto either champion, it's going to be very hard for Caitlyn Bard to come back. But the poke potential they have over these two champions is heavily in their favor.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but we are going to have to see it in a few minutes as we get into the Rift. My name is Joshua Fegas Quest, here with Seamus C. Moose Anderson. We'll be back in just a moment. welcome back to game number 2 between USD and CSU LA. My name is Joshua Fekka's Quest. Here again with Seamus Seamoose Anderson. Looks like we're seeing a 5-man invade from San Diego, staying classy. Getting quite a bit of damage put onto him though with the piercing line. Wow, there's like 3 of them, 4 of them.
Would you prefer the good call?
Yeah, I totally just missed that because I just got into the game, but that was interesting.
Yeah, it was a very nicely placed. He didn't mean it completely, all the other things, that offensively, but it's a very nicely placed piercing light. Like hit all 4 of them. It was fantastic. It was just pretty looking. And he has the Project Lucian, so it just looks even prettier.
Yeah, this is impressive skill to definitely land on multiple members of the enemy team.
Thank you for backing him. Thank you for backing.
I mean, I didn't see it. I'm taking your word for it. Like,
no. I'm just saying. Like, thank you for validating my fanboyness. I realized for like a second there, I was like, I'm probably going a little too long about this piercing light. It was really nice though.
Yeah. So anyway, let's talk about things that aren't piercing light. For example, the item builds Pan in the Box. He took the exact same item that he did last game, and that is called the Dark Seal.
Yeah.
And then that Corrupting Potion completed by this Olaf in the top lane, or taken by Olaf in the top lane, is also the same that we saw last game, correct? Was that the game before too?
That was the game before, because he was playing Aurelia last game. I think he just went straight offensive. I believe.
So, new items being used very, very effectively, at least for now, by California State University.
Yeah, and Dark Seal, that was a huge item last game as it helped Panda in the Box to get his max stacks on his Magi Soul Stealer once he upgrades it even faster. I think he upgraded with 8 stacks already, which just allowed him to snowball the snowball he already had, so it became a mass force. A little bit of trading going on in the bot lane, but nothing too exciting yet. Standard jungle starts. Nothing really to note as far as that goes.
Yeah, the bot lane trading at the moment, the Vibes and Uptempo actually managed to push first, and they got the level 2 advantage, which is pretty significant against the Caitlyn, because you never want to be in that position where she's up and sieging against you. So this is good for CSU LA's bot lane for now. Let's see how the wave pushes back. But I think it's going to be a bit more of a passive early game, just from all the lanes. Although I wouldn't be surprised to see jungle ganks happening after the first few camps from each of these junglers, because both Lee Sin and Echo are champions that can have a significant early game impact with their gap closer and crowd control.
Yeah, they have a lot of mobility, especially the Echo and his dash Palink. Take advantage of that one. So far, Panda in the Box, he's been the most aggressive, it looks like. He's actually been shoved up quite a bit, backing off a little bit now. But he's just been spamming those abilities, clearing the waves and trying to shove Enigma in. Possibly to die him CS. He's actually 6 CS up due to those actions, so...
Yeah, Void Rift is a super good ability. That's his W for pushing lanes early, because you got the initial hit and then the second hit as well. Glitter Lance isn't bad at clearing waves either or pushing, but not as good level 1 or these early levels compared to a Vel'Koz.
Right.
And so long as you stay safe, you keep pushing the enemy against the turret, forcing them to CS under the turret where it's nearly impossible to have, perfect CS score. Oh, what a hook.
Nice land hook onto Yannick. He's going to get back.
Wow.
Daichi gets him in the face. He might actually go down. Ignite burst it down onto him. Here comes Varad as well. He does pick up first blood. And that is interesting. I just now noticed that Varad and Enigma switched lanes, but getting to the top lane not going to land as well as it did in the bot lane for San Diego.
Yeah, I had totally spaced out of that too. Yeah. That's interesting. But really unfortunate there. Up tempo, flash for the kill, but hello, there's at least in there who's safeguarded and kept the Bard alive. Still, the Vibes' this thresh play is so glorious. I'm sure we're gonna come back later in the game, and I'll just be able to say I told you so, that USC should have banned it, because I'm fearful. Even though USC picked up the first blood, and that's onto Lee Sin, which is a very good champion to have first blood onto, at least in the early game, the Vibes, man. He gives you the heebie-jeebies.
And, oh, nice!
Oh, he's...
Very nice blade surge to get out. Stunned from Wake Up Buttercup. A lot of damage going on to Enigma, though. We just mentioned it switched from jungle to the mid lane. Have a little bit of trouble adapting, possibly.
Well, what's interesting from USD's team is I actually saw they have flex players. They're even actually for CSU LA. Both this ball from CSU LA, the vibe, excuse me, he actually plays a ton of AD carry. And the same thing is true of Enigma, plays a lot of Lulu. It's good to have flex players in certain situations when the opponent expects to ban out, champions against you, and then you just switch it up.
Oh, Enigma, he's going to be all in here. Panda in the box. It gets turned into a little fuzzy critter, and the flash blown by Enigma to get out of the part of the big wave from the...
That being said, though, the rule swap at the moment not going over too well.
No.
As Enigma needed to use both of his summoners to get away. Panda in the box didn't use anything. He just did his normal Vel'Koz damage, and he's up over 20 minions this early into the game. It's up to Vera now. He needs to find a way to help Enigma out.
Oh, the vibes coming in hot. That's the mobility boots. Up tempo started with the picked up a Cole on his back, so giving him a little bit of extra
yeah, the Cole buy was really insane.
Oh, max range hook onto Yannick. Flashed away from the flay though, saving Yannick's life. Okay, teleport from Supercan. He Blaze Surge anyone relevant. Equilibrium strike. Hit up tempo, just gonna get out and dash out as well. Be careful. Takes a turret shot and hook landing onto him. He's gonna die. Piercing Light and Light Slinger giving up tempo the kill. Man.
University of San Diego. Definitely got a little bit greedy there. Teleport coming in, they wanted to make something happen. Nothing happened, and instead CSU LA picked up a kill, and now this Olaf has time in the lane alone.
Superman gonna try to make his presence felt in the mid lane. May actually get a kill over. Barrier is going to save him. Enigma did not get the Glitter Lance onto him. Now Vibes hanging out in the mid lane, giving his mid laner some support, up tempo. Confident that he can hold the bot lane by himself, just to farm underneath the turret.
That's pretty good for San Diego. The fact that Aurelia, who's now forced to walk into the top lane, managed to burn both summoners by from Panda in the box. But I gotta say, Panda in the box also was a little bit cocky, I guess, to say. Since he knew Aurelia was in the area, I'm assuming that he guessed Aurelia was going to recall and then walk into top. And as a result, that assumption turned out to be wrong, and he loses both summoners in a lane that he was really dominating before. Oh, he's in so much trouble!
Yeah, he just got caught. He walked over Ward. Verrat, going to assist Enigma in getting that kill. So blue buff and a kill going over to the mid lane Lulu, and that might help swing that mid lane advantage over to their favor.
Yeah, he knew that Lulu was going for the blue buff because he had a ward there, but he was, again, just really cocky, expecting... He must have known the Lee Sin was there, because how else do you get that blue buff? But did he really think that he could 2v1 or pick up a kill onto Lulu? I don't know what else might have been going through his head, but that was a pretty big mistake, once again. He should be fine, though, he still has the CS advantage, and it's equal to about a kill. And gold is high right now. Darian going on to Supercan.
Oh yeah, Ragnarok pop. Darian, can he catch up? Can he get this kill? Varrot is there. He's still looking for the kill onto Supercan. Reckless swing, picks it up, but now he's in trouble. Varrot picking up the return kill. Both top laners going down. But it was a kill going over to the Olaf.
I guess that was good for CSU LA. The way the wave is pushing, I'm just going to take a look at the minions. It's actually going to push in favor of Darian there. So yeah, that was a really good advantage, because not only in a 2v1 situation they pick up a kill, but the minions are now going to be in his favor, and the Guinsu's Rage Blade has not been completed by the Aurelia. So Olaf is still going to have the advantage in this top lane. Verrat, he showed himself in the mid lane. Enigma doing his best to farm up, taking a little bit of harass. Does not have any more potions, but neither does Panda in the box. But what's interesting is, to supplement the fact that he went the Dark Seal, he bought double Doran's Ring this time around, which complements, it basically makes up for the lack of combat stats by having more efficient combat stats and hoping to cash out by getting some kills later, and then you can sell the Doran's Ring without feeling too bad. Supercan 1v1ing Darian again. Last time this didn't go so well for Supercan, so I don't know
if he can do it, but yeah, this time Supercan the blades to help heal him up, so actually did win up that trade. of action in the mid lane. Panda in the box trying to make something happen. Here comes the laser of death, but it's flashed and kicked from Varrot. So interrupted. 2 ults down in the mid lane though. Panda in the box, he gets kicked. He just survived though. Yeah, I was like Varrot not going to be able to pick up that kill. Looked like he could come.
Super can walking over a pink ward, so he's not going to be able to get much here. Buttercup actually is going to try and take this.
Yeah. A little bit of disengaged, no problem. I'm just going to pick up my pink ward and go back to the top lane. And so, a lot of grouping in the mid lane from San Diego. Dragon is up. They are even in gold right now. It's essentially an even game except for... Oh, that bug! Okay.
The hook hit the ward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That is unfortunately a bug. Those little... Oh, hold on. Buttercup, trouble.
Pick up Buttercup. He's going to rewind, get some health back in his system there. Or not the baseball, the ultimate from Bard. Barely missing there. Varrot, he's going to get away, but is the Dragon going to take him out? No, Pin in the box actually gets it. Here comes a teleport from Darian. Up tempo with the flash and the culling. Going to do as much damage as possible, but he gets binded into the wall. Still alive though, still picks up a kill. Somebody blocked the bullet. There you go, ace in the hole. Not going to be able to find its mark there. Kadachi needs to be careful. The vibe is in the area. He landed a hook if he wanted, but didn't have it up at the time. Looks like
and
Dragon.
With the low health bars of San Diego and the fact that Merritt went down, this is going to be the Dragon taken by California State. LA. Teleport advantage was in favor of Darian. You know, we saw Super Can teleport earlier, and I actually see that it's up now. I'm not sure if he didn't have it available at the time. I'm assuming otherwise he would have used it. But that is going to be the Dragon over now. First Dragon for CSU LA, second Dragon total. I'm also just looking at the chat. All of a sudden, USD Vera, he said you can grab wards, WTH. Yeah, but for anyone who doesn't know, at the moment, when a ward dies, you see that little eye, and that is an indicator that a ward died in the area. Unfortunately, the way they're programmed at the moment, you can actually land skill shots onto them. So perhaps they're coded as minions. Who knows? I certainly don't.
Yeah,
however,
they're targetable.
Yeah, it's definitely. I don't think they're actually targetable. They're just hittable.
Oh, wake up! Buttercup got that blue buff. Fun fact.
Oh yeah, that's awkward.
Yeah, so no spamming of abilities from Panda in the box. He doesn't have anything in the mid lane to sustain his mana like a Chalice of Harmony, which Enigma has. So he's gonna be careful. Has to be careful spamming those abilities now.
That's definitely pretty crucial to notice. Just the fact that the Chalice versus, you know, hopefully the blue buff. You want the blue buff if you don't have a Chalice, but now the Vel'Koz doesn't have it. That being said, though, his base mana costs are actually pretty low. And if you can steal the enemy blue buff.
Yeah, they're going to go try for it. Varrot needs to be careful. Culling coming out in the bot lane. He's going to lane quite a bit onto Yannick, and he's going to survive that. He's just going to drive him away. Discourage them from going up to the blue buff to help their partners. There's a lot of focus around this blue buff. And the box really, really wants it. Starting it up, trying to poke as much as he can. He actually has his laser. No, the laser. Yeah, it is on cooldown. There it is. The laser's used now, but in the meanwhile, it's top lane. Supercan actually able to 1v1 Darian. Wake up Buttercup does take down Enigma. I don't see who got the blue buff. And
I want to say it was Wake Up Buttercup. Yeah.
Yeah, he pushed his own blue buff. So he's still got an assist, and that is a stack onto his Dark Seal.
Yes, Enigma did go down. And speaking of going down, Darian actually was 1v1 by Supercan on the Aurelian top lane. That's the Quincy's range blade. It is a very strong item for Meanwhile.
Oh man, yeah, a lot of damage going down, but the Vibe actually getting the kill with the box. Now Yannick with the kill with the Ignite onto him. Tempo getting that kill, but now Vibes in a bad situation, gonna try to get as much as he can. One more auto attack on Kadachi would do it, but it's not gonna happen. Supercan goes with the teleport. Coming down, picking up that kill.
I'm telling you, they should have banned the Vibes Thresh.
They should have banned him for sure. He's
1-1-5. So well, highest skill participation has only died one time, and that's because the Aurelia ganked him. If Aurelia hadn't TP'd, he probably would have killed Bard too in a 2v3.
Yeah.
That's teleport advantage over to California State University of Los Angeles, and I am, you know, I mean, I might be fanboying a little bit, but the Vibes Thresh, it's impressed me.
I can fanboy. I fanboyed earlier. Fanboy is so much, very much allowed in this one. So No worries about that one. And there's good reason. The vibes, rather, is plural. Fantastic on this Thresh. We haven't even seen him on another support. You have to think that he's as good, half as good on other supports as he is on Thresh. Probably pretty dynamite on other supports as well. This Thresh definitely phenomenal. Verot just gets melted. He still survives though, thanks to Enigma. Man, he's a squishy Lee Sin right now. Oh, hold on. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, stop talking in a moment here. Yannick, he's gonna get called. He's gonna get lit on fire with the piercing light. Very nicely played by Uptempo.
Yeah, Uptempo has more kills, has a little bit less farm, but oh, nice combo.
Yeah, nice insect on Depend in a box and flashes out. Tempered Fate is going to hold him in place. Is it going to be long enough to get him kill for USD? They cannot get anything here. But Verot is trying to say otherwise. The vibe's still there. Verot gets knocked up. He cannot get the kill. Verot actually falls to the vibes.
Panda in the box has outplayed Verot so hard.
Yeah, an immobile champion against Lee Sin. And now Darian, tower diving into the back lines. Not actually going to take a magical journey, but the hook is still going to go on the journey with him, because he can't escape death, especially when the Vibes is playing Thresh.
Oh no, they want to beat that in the box so badly.
Greedy, through the flash, super can there now. The play actually missed it. Whoa, that was a nice hook. Hooking through the blade surge of really a super can. My goodness.
I'm telling you, the vibes.
Yeah,
he's the carry of this team.
I mean, so far he's 4-1-5. He has a better KDA than
everyone.
Carry, yeah, everyone, yeah. My goodness.
Yeah, that series of plays was very hard tunneling onto the Spellcause. They want to reduce the stacks, but the question is, Fekas, why? He doesn't have many stacks yet. He wasn't that big of a priority target, and he outplayed them so hard that, Uptempo, he's in trouble, but I think, yeah, he's just gonna die.
Journey coming out from Kadachi. Yannick picking up that kill. Verot almost went down still, and I feel like this is a big Achilles heel of USD right now.
Is what?
Squishy. The squishiness of Lee Sin, he has to get in there, and then he almost dies for his efforts.
Not just Lee Sin, even Aurelia and Bard. There is no pure tank at the moment, just a couple of loose stats and some health for the members of University of San Diego. You're absolutely right. The fact that they don't have a tank right now is a big problem.
Tank or no tank, second dragon is going to be started. USD, but the Rift Herald arguably more important at this point. Super can, he gets locked up. I'm not going to be stealing that one. Wake Up Buttercup takes the Rift Herald. That means he has to show presence in the lane to really make use of that.
I wonder if that was a mistake as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Might have been. Either way.
Hold on.
Herald traded out. Did it that time.
Yeah,
Herald traded for the Dragon. I'm assuming is actually in favor of the team that takes the Dragon. Of course, it does depend on whether or not you successfully use the Rift Herald's buff. And whether or not you value the 250 gold worth of stats in favor of the Dragon buff. Second Dragon doesn't provide combat stats, so I mean, it is up for discussion. I still would give it to the Dragon though. So slight advantage in that sense to University of San Diego, but they're still down 5,000 gold, and it looks like Echo is going to use that buff. They are going to group 5-man in this mid lane.
Only coming out just a shove back. Yannick taking the big burst of that one though. That is going to be the mid lane turret, inner mid lane turret, going down. Wake Up Buttercup with the Rift Herald. Powers those minions. Powers.
It doesn't make them tankier, but they do a lot more damage.
They do enough damage to take down the mid lane inhibitor turret. There, nice hook once again, not surprised, onto Enigma. Tempered Fate is going to delay the inevitable here. The Vibes picking up that kill because why not? 5-1-5 now. Are they just looking to end this one up tempo? Actually, no, the Vibes got another kill, a double kill onto Yannick. Must be maxing this play because those auto attacks are starting to hurt a lot.
Yeah, he's maxing his play, and
Uh-oh.
they're trying to end the game here. I don't know if they can, though.
Yeah, that was greedy. Darian's going to go down as well. Kadachi picking up that kill. Verot looking to pick up a kill of his own, but it goes down for his efforts. Meanwhile, Supercan, he is retaliating. This is a good move for USD based on what they're up against right now.
Yeah, the fact that California State University of Los Angeles, they wanted to go to end the game. Well, 20-minute death timers, there's no way you can end it in time. And now Wake Up Buttercup, he's going to get caught up for sure. The flash onto the bell cause, not going to be enough though. Good Lantern keeps Panda in the Box alive.
Supercan did teleport down.
Oh my goodness, no way. Wake Up Buttercup might actually...
Blade Surge is going to be up pretty soon.
Lantern's going to be up there.
Okay, well the Vibes is there, so who knows who's going to die. It's probably not going to be anybody on Los Angeles.
There's Lantern. Oh my goodness.
Still gets out.
That is such incredible coordination.
Goodness.
Still, greedy shot calling to try and end the game, and they do lose an inhibitor. So that's really, really good for USD, that they at least have that top lane that's going to pressure. But now if you're CSU, you probably just take the Baron or just go for taking top third as well.
Yeah, they still have control of the map, though the top wave is pushing against them. Now Supercan pushing in that bot lane turret. They're trying to claw their way back up as USD. And,
oh boy.
Oh, wow, okay, well the turret, last Nexus turret almost going down to a super minion, so they need to be aware of that, I should say. Be aware of how much health is on that turret for the Nexus.
Yeah, it's in position. University of San Diego, they can still come back in this game, but they have to weather the storm and make sure that they don't lose anything else while their inhibitor is down. The fact that they have this top inhibitor taken is very, very useful because it also puts pressure around the Baron area, and that's one of the areas that a team that is in the lead will look towards. So we see both top laners are now still pushing bot, and Barrett going on the Vibes.
Vibes still gets out though because Panda in the Box is a little bit of a juicier target. 10 stacks on his Magi. They want to shut that down. Flash from Barrett, not going to get anywhere. And now Enigma caught and dead, even through the wild growth. Now Darian in the back lane trying to take down Yanix, gets the kill. Meanwhile, a double kill actually onto Barrett.
Remember, Fek, because this Nexus turret is really, really low.
Yes,
this might be the game.
This more likely will be the game if they decide to push. They have a minion wave in the mid lane going into the turret, hooked onto Supercan and knocked up by Panda in a box. And that's the ace for up tempo, just for good measure. Nexus turret goes down. Nexus going down. That is California State University Los Angeles advancing to the semifinals to meet UCI.
Absolutely impressive performance. Game 1 was fast. Game 2 was faster. Both UCI and California State University of Los Angeles had pretty one-sided series. So I'm curious to see how these two teams stack up in the semifinals.
Yeah, it'll be really fun to watch. But with that being said, that was your last game, bro. You gonna be back with us tomorrow?
Well, I don't particularly like casting with you, so nah. No, of course not. I'm definitely going to be back tomorrow.
With me. I love casting with you. Really glad you got to join us, Seamus. Seamus Anderson.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
While I'm there. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. So we'll be back in just a moment. There are going to be more games. I'm going to be joined with another color caster because I don't know enough. I'm not very smart at this game. I need color casters to make me sound anything relevant here. So thanks for joining me, man. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Yeah, everyone enjoy the games tonight, and I'll see you all tomorrow.
Oh, and an update also. We will be back in about 30 minutes. The games are still going to be on schedule. I have the schedule up on the stream, so go ahead and check those out. Next game is UCLA, University of California, Los Angeles. versus Cal Poly Slow. So we'll be back in 30 minutes. Stick around and enjoy Summoners Con in the meantime. For me, thank you.
Do we fight to hold our heads up high and beat the drums to what we love?